Felicitations, my family of fledglings. And ghosts, it's so good to unsee you as well. Tonight is a short and late and weird night with yours truly, Damien Hallmay, your ghost host with the most. Streaming no backdrop, floofy hair, sleepy, sweaty. Hello. Munish, hi and welcome. Sundays are Omori nights, and I am tired and late and not going to be streaming a game tonight. So I need to reevaluate how my stream schedule will go. And I think I have an idea, but it's not tonight. Tonight we're just popping in, doing a State of the Union. Am I a union? I feel like I should be unionized, but I'm just one person. So do I represent myself? Do I barter with? Well, I guess it's just me. Do I barter with me? Hello. Is today late? Today is quite late. I would have started streaming 3 hours ago had I been on normal schedule. Oz, hello. Aw, my favorite emoji. Reminds me of my mom. I never thought I would look at a 3-eyed panther and go, my mom, my deceased mom. Never in my life, if you told young me, if you went back in the past in a time machine, it was like, young D, you must know this. There will be an emoji. I know you don't know what emoji are yet, but emoji happen. And you will see one. It'll be a purple panther. Don't question this. You'll have 3 eyes. Don't question that. It's important. It'll have a third eye, like a psychic third eye. And a Troa, with Troa's own beautiful emoji as well. As custom designed by Mary, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yeah. And then, yeah, Purple Panther third eye emoji. Designed by me, drawn by me, and inspired by my mom. And that you'll think that I, future me, will think of my mom. It's weird. It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. What is going on here? Do I have to sign in on all of my socials? Because of one social, I'm threatened. I feel like I don't want to talk about names of socials on my other socials. What on earth? Why must you play other people? I don't want other people's streams going while I am streaming. I hope everything worked out okay. It's hard for me to see every other small. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that stream. Great. I see many streams. I don't have a backdrop. I don't have a game. I don't have anything. It's just going to be you guys and me chatting for a bit and talking about what might happen in the future. You jerk. The Nejna.com people got me again. I need to hire a mod just for Kick, because that's probably a thing. Good God. Everyone on Kick is a bot. Why? Why must this happen? Ew. Everybody asking me to message them on Discord. Dictator, I think. Am I a dictator? Is that what you're saying? Yes, sir, Miss Mary Lady. She was fun to work with, too. So I bought some for Magna, too. You did? You bought Magna emoji from Mary? That's a really interesting mix. Mary is a good friend. and also lived with us for a time, as you may recall. And Magna is a good friend. We went to the last time I think we went to Southern California for helping Oz's parents with stuff. Magna was kind enough to meet us. He also lives in Southern California, but in a very different, distant part. California is very, very large. So when you say, oh, California, first of all, you mean like three different countries, just about. And second of all, if you're from one part of Southern California and we're from another part, Oz's parents live in one area, Magna lives in a completely different one. To say, let's meet up could mean a 3 to 4 hour commute through crazy traffic and big freeways and whatnot just to find each other. And we did. So I officially know Magna in the flesh, face to face. And he and men from the other room are good beans. We love their personalities, their spice. They are sarcastic, and so are we. So we speak each other's language. We're instantly tribal. And I love that. I love meeting somebody and saying to myself, everything I see in you immediately resonates as comfortable to me. I don't have to put on airs of who I am. I don't have to show you a Venn diagram slice of part of me that is respectable to you. I don't have to win clout. I can be dangerously transparent about my life, and you will accept me because you are similar or similar enough. And I love that about Magna. Put Subway Surfers behind you. Subway Surfers? What are Subway Surfers? Hi, Malia. Hello, hello. I know, no background. I didn't close. I left locked. As you can see, the backdrop has a padlock on it. DM me to find out why, because it's a thing I can talk about off stream. That happens. It's padlocked shut. It's going to be padlocked shut tonight because that's just how tonight works. Although I kind of like how bright this area is and how it sort of like fades into purple, pink, purple, then blue, and kind of this weird like upside down sunset, right? And then there's like blue behind me. I'm really bad at doing weatherman work. But yeah, this is how my stream looks when I don't do any setup. I just sit down, hit on, and start stream. And tell everybody this is not a stream. Yeah. Especially with traffic, yes. Oh yeah. Southern California is awful. That's not to say that that Magna necessarily lives near Oz's parents. They're pretty disparate distance too. So even if you had zero traffic, there'd still be quite a crazy commute. Yeah. I am streaming. I know. I said I would consider it. I said maybe. And I definitely said we're not streaming Omori tonight. We're going to wait till the next Omori stream to stream Omori. I know that sounds tautological, and it is, frankly. But tonight's not a good night to start streaming a game. It's just not. It's been this weekend has been a month for me. So I'm happy it's done. And tomorrow is a holiday from school. It's a holiday from work. And I just want to be home and maybe at a local park to get the kids' wiles out to sow their wild oats and maybe watch some WandaVision because that's about where we are in the Marvel universe, the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then go to sleep and then start everything on Tuesday like you do. I'm plugging my phone. Phone? I plugged you in, didn't I? Oh, I did. There we go. Okay. So tonight I'm just reading your chats and responding as though I have enough of a personality to not have a game to draw people in. And what's crazy is I'm looking at chat. I somewhat believe that's a thing. that we could just sit and chat and not play a game. It baffles my mind. Magna and I lived in San Diego around the same time, floated in similar circles. We're not 100% sure we've met in person, but it's likely. Nico and I have a similar background, and that's kind of weird because we don't have as many like niche community reasons to filter ourselves down like you and Magna might. But we were both very interested in the motorcycle community of Orange County around the same time. And so I feel like I may have met him before I met him, if you know what I mean. Weird. Weird. The log cabinet is full of haunted objects. It's true. There are haunted objects in there. But those of you who have watched the stream already know. So it's kind of not that creepy, but for people who are new to the stream, who are popping in for the first time, I think it's kind of fun to think like, yeah, you guys literally have no idea what's in there if this is your first stream, and it adds a certain mystique. Is Oz in there inside this cabinet? I would have to slice her up to do so, and it turns out I like what she can do whole better than what I like. What better than what she's capable of doing in parts. So I will keep her whole for now, and so she is upstairs, languishing, relaxing. Languishing is the wrong term. Relaxing and decompressing from the weekend of many sales and long marketplace days. If it's not a stream, what is it? Strum? Yes, Necro. It is a strum. I wish I had my guitar because then I would just strum my guitar and then that would be true. Martinez, hello, hi. Omori looks different. We're not streaming Omori tonight. Are you not on the Discord? Did you not see the message I sent to the haunted? That's what it might be. Maybe you are not among the haunted. Does the music sound loud to you guys? It's just a little bit loud in my own ears. I'm just going to turn this. Maybe the track is a little bit loud. I need to fix that. I need to normalize all the tracks so that there isn't like one loud track versus a bunch of quiets. We're not doing Omori tonight. I'm not in a good headspace. I'm sleepy. I am delirious. I've been dealing with sick littles who have been up late for the last few nights, and I've been in big heat. I don't do well with heat. I do great with cold. If I had to be in a number of outside events in a given weekend, week, even month, and I was like, yeah, I spent the majority of my month shivering and out in the cold and just bitter and bones aching and everything because it was so chilly, I'd probably actually be happy. There's something about the pain of being cold that I enjoy, whereas the pain of being hot, I've never appreciated. I think it's my Finnish genetics. I got a new plant. What sort of plant did you get? It's true. I provided a few spookies to the collection myself. Spookies. Does Magna have creepy, spooky emoji? Thanks to you. I tend to spoil people I like. Oh, I like that. Also hope Oz had good sales. Oz did middling. Yeah, this was a really big and long event, but they said Sunday was going to be way busier than Saturday. Whoa, where did my brain go? Sunday was supposed to be the busier day between Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was pretty busy. Sunday was kind of today was kind of meh. It didn't have the big draw that it was supposed to. So we all were just thinking, well, there's the churchgoers, right? They will come after church, and then after church kind of didn't really pan out. So we're like, no, you know what? The churchgoers, they go and get lunch afterwards. So we'll wait till they're done with lunch. And then we waited, and then there wasn't really a big rush after the lunch hours either. So we're like, you know what? I think they were wrong about Sunday, or at least about this Sunday. So we're like, okay, well, maybe we just start packing early. And as we started to slowly pack, Oz actually made a couple sales as we're like breaking things down. So that was kind of fun. But she just did like, okay, you know, it wasn't, this is a really long standing, like older than me marketplace that occurs every year. And I just feel like it wasn't as big or beautiful or worthwhile as it could have been, because it was also very expensive to participate. Oz made a profit over top of that expense, but not like raking in the dough, just like, you know, whatever. Yeah. Go on. What? Staghorn fern? Ooh, that's all. Oh, wait. No, I know that plant. That's awesome. Aren't those a little bit testy? You have to probably be kind of high level botanist, or at least know how to take care of plants, or at least know how to Google search how to take care of plants to take care of a staghorn fern, right? Mounted it and it's on my wall. You mounted it like a staghorn. Also, look at that. It's still working somehow. Wait, what's working? What are you talking about? Also, Necro, I super love that thumbs up emoji. It's very necrotic. He was a gay bar goer, and I bartended at several, and I was always very much his type of the time. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that part. So who knows? Is drunk. It's an Oz. You're my dad. Wookie, wookie, wookie. Still has a hidden penis? No, I know where it is. Did I not tell you I found it? What I should probably do is ask you for the creator. Should I? I don't know if I can say her name online. The creator of the little vampire guy who is in my backdrop. I found it. The problem was you all dropped enough hints. I didn't tell you. Yeah, you all dropped enough hints, and so I went and looked, and I found it. And what I would like to do is tell her herself, maybe not to her face, because then I'd have to wait a little while until we saw face to face. But I'd like to send her a DM or a text or whatever if you want to pass me her deets. And wait, what's going on? What did you clip? I'll catch that in a second. But yeah, I found it, and it's perfect. It's perfect. But yeah, I'll let her know directly. Let me back up first. Let me catch up with everything. Wait, where'd the music go? Music? What the? Hello? It stopped. It's like playing, but stopped at the same time. What's going on? Why is this one not playing? I don't like you. Can we just skip it for now? Oh my gosh. Wait, go back to this file then. Oh, it's a Spotify problem. Jerks. Bastards. Rude. Wooed. Okay. Yeah, let me back up. Languishing is relaxing? No. I think languishing means like aging out, doesn't it? I also thought for a long time in my life that languishing just meant like being at your absolute most comfy, kind of like semi comatose, but like enjoying life because you were just like down and like low energy and low key. And I thought it was like, oh, like rolling your eyes back in your head and like half snoring, but kind of half awake. I thought that was what languishing was, but I think it's actually a term meaning to like age into oblivion. I don't think it's sexy relaxing. Yeah, I think it's something different. I was talking about the crystal snifter with the carvings of the prisms. Oh, and your spooky collection cabinet. Oh yeah, it's right over here. I don't keep this in the cabinet because I'm afraid that because the cabinet has to open and close, that the snifter will shift and break, and I overthink things and I worry, so I keep it separate. Wordle. Sorry, I don't know Wordle things, but I see a lot of green, and I assume those are wins. Good job, if that's what it is. I've played Wordle once or twice. It seems up my alley, but also I'm in a phase of my life where I'm trying to create crazy revenue, a crazy following and virality and money from content creation, and playing a game like Wordle just probably won't do it. But maybe one day when I'm languishing or just, rolling in dough, then yeah. Staghorns can be moody. Yeah. I'm intimidated by the term fern. I don't think it's a term. I think ferns are a plant and they're called ferns because that's what they are. How dare you not tell me? I don't remember why the day that I found it, I didn't mention it to you. Yeah, I can't remember why we were busy or occupied at the time. All right. He'll keep me whole for wait, what did you clip? We're finally getting to the clip portion. All right. If I were to, can I play this on stream? Is this streamable? Uh-oh. I tried to pause it and it wouldn't pause. I'm pausing it and it's not pausing. Why is this not pausing? Just pause. Pause. Let me rewind. Let me picture in picture. Why is it not picture in picturing? What is going on with my UI tonight? Capture this. There it is there. And there it is there. Oz, what have you done? What have you done? How long, D? How long has it been? Like months, honestly. Maybe like 3 or 4 months, but not years. All right, this needs to get big and then go up here near the bottom. Probably like that. Okay, can we pause the music and listen to this? Where's my sound? Make sure this is unmuted. All right, let's go. Is Oz in there inside this cabinet? I would have to slice her up to do so. And it turns out I like what she can do whole better than what I like. Better than what she's capable of doing in parts.
It's true.
So I will keep her whole.
So true.
For now. It's chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Let's bring back the music. Good job, Oz. You did a great job. Yeah. Shade plants that like lots of water is the basics. I wish we had better shade. It's hard to find shade where we live. I associate languish with despair. I feel like languish, now that I know more about the definition, tends to be like aging out of existence, right? I cut my teeth on pothos, pilia, and so many strains of coleus. Basically speaking a different language to me. I'm not a botanist. I do not raise plants To languish is supposed to be a state of pain. You're talking about luxuriating. That's maybe true. I do find that when people think of one term and it starts with the same letter, it's easy to confuse, like languish and luxuriate. Maybe they're together. You know, maybe people can a phrase where those two are together, and then that conflated the terms into one. Yeah, I don't know. Relaxing plus pain is sexy relaxing. I mean, pain face can be sexy, maybe not for the person making it, but for other people. Because for some reason, some people like to see pain on people's faces. Wordle score is content. It is tonight. You don't hear tonight's music? You're right. I don't see it showing. Why is it not showing? Is it too quiet? Hang on. Let me try to find out how to make it louder. Why is it not so? It's definitely not coming through. You guys are not hearing the music. Yeah. Routing. I don't know where to find this. Is this USB one? Certainly is. The music. Why is the music turned off? No way. It was turned off. I don't remember doing this. It was languishing. Can you all hear it? How's this? Loud? Good? I just need it like background level, like in a speaker off in the corner of the room sort of sound. I don't need it loud. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I will watch. Maybe. I have the day off. It's about the right level right now. Like right now. Because I adjusted the volume. And there might have been a delay. It can have been months, only a month, because maybe we mentioned it at Tiny's birthday. I think I had found it before then. But you mentioned it again. Maybe only then. Yeah, I don't know. Because you've mentioned it a few times. By the time I think I heard it last at Tiny's birthday, I think I might have already sussed it out and discovered it. Because there were a few times you dropped it. You guys have talked about this for a while. Not just that last time. Chills. Hi, Akumu. Wait, Knock, are you streaming right now? Am I allowed to say that? Because I already said it. I was like, what do you mean for now? Huh? Languish, lounging minus anguish? Is that right? Oh, wait. Lounging, anguish, luxuriating, lounging in luxury. Does languish really involve being in pain or anguish? Because I see anguish in the word languish. Is that right? Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Yeah. If only I knew how the knock system worked. Yeah. Maybe I'm on bareback. Ooh, interessante. You said nothing about it. It's true. I did say nothing about it because in my head, I put a mental book. Hello. Oh, hi, Jam. English language is luxuriously language. I remember discovering it and thinking I need to put a bookmark in my brain to tell Oz that I need the crafter of Nosfi.
That's another thing.
Sure.
I'm right as the mail.
Then I'm going to craft Nosfi's craft. What? I'm going to find the crafter of Nosfi, message her, and let her know that I found it and what I think about what I found. And then I think I just forgot, or we got busy, or distracted, or whatever. Languishing is usually a state of severe emotional distress? That doesn't sound the same thing It doesn't sound like the same thing as pain. Can we? Where's my music? Why does this happen? This is happening to several tracks. Can we? Oh my gosh, this is the worst. So I have to switch tracks and then switch back, and it seems to happen. Can we get like an Oxford dictionary definition? I need some real, not Merriam-Webster. I don't trust those jerks. Cambridge. Can I get Oxford? Oxford. Languish. Cambridge is fine. I prefer Oxford. Languish. Verb. I know. Oh, they have U.S. English here as well. So hello, can you give me... This gives me a fact sheet. Can I just... What's happening? Oxford won't give me the definition? Fine. I will gladly go find Cambridge then if you won't give me a free definition. Do you have to like subscribe to Oxford to get their definitions of things? Languish, to exist in an unpleasant or unwanted situation, often for a long time. By the way, I'm course correcting my brain when I look at OFTEN, not to pronounce the T. That's weird, right? I know so many people from so many different cultures, states, backgrounds, accents, variations of English, that when they see OFTEN, they pronounce the T. And I have since learned, only in the last year or two, that the T in often is silent. Curious? Are you curious? The T in often is silent, and it always has been. Yeah, after... Here's some quotes. After languishing in obscurity for many years, her early novels have recently been rediscovered. In other words, painful that she is an author, but she's obscure. People haven't recognized her great works. He has been languishing in jail for the past 20 years. That one's obvious. The ruling party is languishing in third place in the opinion polls. You don't want to be in third place if you are a political party, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'll pull up a definition. Oh, yeah. If you can find another definition that works. You might knock. Let me know if you knocked, because if I don't see it on any of my... I'm looking on left screens, right screens, all sorts of places to follow my just my chat. I see it. I see Nakuma wants to collaborate, and we're gonna hit accept. Wait, what? Are you okay? Should I not accept? Why'd you immediately say fuck after you collaborate? I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. Wait. Can we join a Discord server together or something? Only works for Chrome and Firefox? Oh, gotcha. If you need to, yeah, if you need to resend, you let me know. See, I too know of the words. I know many of them much. I appreciate that. I'm a big wordsmith myself. And so when I don't know a word, I get an itch and I like to discover. And I don't get ego about it. I think if you're truly fascinated by words and somebody says, oh, it doesn't mean what you think it means, you shouldn't get upset. You shouldn't get butthurt. You should be like, I'm so excited to learn something new. I had a word wrong in my head for a while, and now I can't wait to replenish, or not replenish, to refresh that knowledge base and learn something different. I had the wrong idea, the wrong connotation, the wrong denotation. I was pronouncing a word wrong for years, and now I can pronounce it right. And that's exciting. In fact, those sorts of things are the kind of things that I brag about. Like other people brag about sports stats. Did you know that the 2005 New York Rangers hockey team did a crazy trade with, I'm making shit up, but some people, their trivia is sports or is world history. Did you know that in the Korean War, ... And that's their exciting thing. For me, it's words. And I think words are more interesting than quantum mechanics, than world history, than sports statistics. Because as it turns out, everybody uses words. We all use words to talk. And so even if you don't decide to use that word, it's at least more applicable than sports, than science, than history for the broad majority of people. I often pronounce the T. Yeah, I did for most of my life until I discovered that the word often uses the same mechanics in the silencing of the T as soften. The word soft pronounces the T, but as soon as you make it a verb, for whatever reason, English has crazy irregularities. Nobody in their right mind for the last 4 centuries would ever say soft and soften. It doesn't make sense in the language. The T is silenced as soon as you add the EN verb, turn this into an action ending. And the same thing is true of the words oft and often. Oft and often. Soft and soften. It's a rule. It's an English rule. And yet I hear plenty of people say often because that's how it looks like it should be pronounced, and they don't think about those obscure, ugly, stupid, have to memorize rules. I don't either, but once I learned this one, I couldn't unlearn it. So do I like pronouncing often when there's a silent T? Not particularly. Not really. I'm not trying to be a rule monger on it. If I hear people pronounce the T, I'm not going to correct them. But I can't say it wrong now myself, now that I learned the truth. It's just, I can't do it. Oh, there's another request. Hang on. I see the bar going down. I will click before it's time. Yeah. I agree I'm the same way with mispronunciation. Yeah, you know the thing. I will hit accept. Boop. Oh my. What is happening? Notify followers? Oh, sure. I'll do the thing. We could use this or we could use Discord is the thing. I see you're muted. I'm muted. I generally prefer Discord for chat over Twitch, frankly, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. I will pop into mine because I don't know if you have a Discord server set up. If you do, I'd love to join it and promote it. But I'll pop into my Discord server for the time being. Because I know that you're there. I use the... Oh, hello. Oh, you're quiet.
That might be my fault.
I need to fix that. Yes, I have you very turned up. And you're so quiet.
Okay, let me see what my Discord will do here.
Sure.
Let's try that. Did that help?
Yeah, I think you sound more... I mean, I have you turned basically all the way up now. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. That'd be my input, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, my input is all the way up.
Okay. I can also turn up just Discord, too. Wait, what is this that's... Cho says, I use the T in often because in Utah, there's a big cultural thing about not pronouncing T's in a lot of words. Oh, mountain is pronounced mount. Can I say this right? Mountain? Mountain? I've heard people drop those kind of T's, like kitten, button. You don't say the T, right? Got caught in the crossfire. Maybe. Akumu, how has your weekend been so far?
Other than a sick kid, pretty good.
Sorry to hear. We also have sick kids. Must be something going around.
Oh, sweet. No settings need to be messed with on Discord. Beautiful.
Excellent.
Nice. Woohoo! Okay, so the knock thing, we're gonna have to fix settings if we do use that ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it will not let me, it says microphone access denied.
Oh, weird. Do I have rights to my microphone? Oh, I have to choose a microphone? Ugh. I have so many microphone options. I don't even see them all.
Luckily, I only have one.
It looks like I can turn mine on, but I will leave it muted since we're in Discord. I don't want to create weird duplication stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not signing into anything on this, on Chrome, because I don't use it.
I can join audio too if you like. It's an odd concept tonight, so I wouldn't feel as in the way as usual. You're never in the way. But I am going to take a quick bio break because I should have done that before starting the stream. So, Akumu, you are officially
in charge of the degens.
Yes, in charge. In charge, and you have to entertain them somehow. Otherwise, they get blood sucky. Be right back.
Y'all are gonna let him insult you like that? Troa, if you would like to join us, you are more than welcome to do so.
Hello.
Hello.
I should probably mute his stream so that I don't hear the whole... There we go. Except now I don't hear music and I can't really tell whether or not I'm actually going to be helpful in those regards, but here we go.
Yay, you fixed it. Maybe.
Oh, the echo?
I don't know.
Oh, the echo was definitely me.
I hear a TV, but that's about it.
I don't believe that audio would actually come through, but let me see here.
Stopped, so I think it's just a hit or miss.
Huh. Let me know if it unstops after this.
Absolutely.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi. So
is
what
there
is
a TD sound now?
No.
Huh, okay. So it wasn't what I thought.
What is your little sick with? Ours have nasty, chunky coughs.
It was literally only a fever.
Oh, nice.
She's coughing a little bit at night, but she gets more nightmares at night than anything.
What happened? Do the nightmares wake her up?
No, But depending on where she chooses to sleep during the night, it wakes whoever she's with.
Gotcha. Yeah. The Tiny gets nightmares, and she will wake up and scream, usually my name. She never calls for Oz. And then I run in, and then we just have a routine where she says, obviously in Mandarin, I had a bad dream. And then I'm like, okay, why don't you tell me about the dream? She'll tell me about the dream, and I'll say, that sounded very scary. Were you scared? And she'll say, yeah, I was scared. Be like, all right, do you want some snuggles? And she'll say, yeah. And then like 1 minute of, warmth and, somebody just being next to her in bed, and she's just like out, and she's good. But the little wakes up and has like night terrors from her dreams. And so she'll just start like crying, and you'll just hear like, we still keep a baby monitor on. I mean, they're 6 and 5 now, but it's nice to be able to hear them, when they're quiet enough that you wouldn't otherwise hear them. And so we'll just hear like this like quiet sobbing on the other end of the monitor, and like, ugh, that's not good. Somebody's got to go. And then she usually starts to like ramp up, and she'll start like screaming and talking deliriously and fight you to do anything that would help her. Like, why don't we drink a little bit of water? Why don't we try some like deep breathing? Or why don't we try imagining, a field of flowers? And she'll just like, scream and fight at everything, almost like she's demon possessed. And it usually takes like 15-20 minutes to actually calm her down out of that state. So it's a big time sink. When we first started streaming, she had a lot of those night terrors, and we basically would just go AFK for long amounts of time. Probably harder metrics, but kids matter more than stream metrics.
Oh, 100%. Kid always comes first.
Yeah.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
Do her episodes that are like this, where she's kind of inconsolable and kind of steps away, do those coincide with the Tiny's nightmares?
No.
Just given her penchant for healing and looking after people, and her interest in being a doctor, things along those lines, it's entirely possible that she has some empath in her.
Yeah.
And if that's the case and she's picking up something else, that would explain a good deal of the behavior that's outside of her norm.
Yeah. I would agree with, she is largely empathetic and can read a lot of people. I do think, and this might just be a familial, especially sisterly sort of relationship, when it comes to the Tiny, the little is denser and more numb than she is with other people. So she'll see somebody hurt themselves on the playground, and she'll run over and say, we need to wash your wound. Let's go find the park attendants and ask for a Band-Aid, and she'll take them under her wing. But if it's her little sister, she is slow.
Doesn't care as much.
Yeah, slow to react, or doesn't hear, or doesn't see, or might hear and see but ignores. They are.
I kind of saw a bit of that with the reaction video that you sent me for the Prezi box.
Yeah.
Even the Tiny had to go through and ask, hey, can I show this to the big sister? While the big sister was off playing with all the flying scarves and all that stuff, and you were looking at the antique spoons. I think you can probably tell that I've watched that video a few times because it kind of brings me joy.
I love that.
But yeah, like you can kind of see that dynamic a little bit. It's almost as if she's intentionally kind of cut that off. So I was just curious.
Yeah, they're the definition of frenemy, So there are some times when they're absolutely supportive of each other at such a high level that it's hard to imagine that they could be that way. But they're, they love deeply, they care deeply, they're defensive of each other. They share really well. And then the next day, it's all out the window. It's like none of that ever happened. That pretext doesn't exist anymore. They're like, share. Well, I don't share with her. Well, she'll squander it or she'll break it or that's, well, I don't want to share. And then they're, completely at odds, and they'll actually do stuff deliberately to undercut each other, throw each other under the bus, and they're the worst siblings. So
having 9 siblings myself, I can completely understand and empathize with all of that.
Yeah,
100%.
I've definitely had that with my siblings too, even though there's an age gap. Sometimes we have been thick as thieves, and other times I feel like I've been like I'm facing an opponent, and I have to figure out how to win the combat.
There's an age gap between a good deal of my siblings and I as well. I have a nephew that's 9 months younger than me, just to give you a ballpark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got some of the similar situation. My grandfather remarried somebody much younger and was having kids with his second wife around the same time my mom was having kids. So there's already a weird generational thing there, and it just precipitated through the ranks through each generation. And so yeah, I have an aunt, just kind of like step aunt once removed, who's younger than me, and a niece who's 3 years younger. And it's like, it's the whole thing is weird. Once you start using proper terms, it gets weird. But if at some point you just give up on proper terminology and just call people cousin, it kind of takes out the weirdness. And yeah, you can just mislabel people. Say, I don't care what you are. Frankly, you're around cousin age, so you're officially a cousin.
One of the weird ones for me is my nephew, the same nephew, the one that's 9 months younger than me, ended up marrying his sister. And I can say that because his sister was my sister's husband's daughter before they were married. So
Oh,
there is absolutely no genetic relation whatsoever. My sister and her husband got married, and these two people who had never met each other in their entire lives got to know each other and fell head over heels, and now have 3 kids that are graduated and have been together ever since. So it literally was brother and sister getting married, but there was no genetic relation whatsoever. So that's going to be my yes, I am from Utah story.
yeah. Well, I think too. Oh man, Spotify just doesn't want to love me tonight. Switch to track 4, please. Thank you. I need to fix this because that's super annoying. Yeah, I feel like there, from what I understand, whether there's genetics or not, if you end up growing up with somebody, you develop something of an aversion to them just because you know them at their worst, at their least charitable, and they're undercutting and trying to win conflicts and the attention of the parentals and all that sort of thing. And so it doesn't matter the genetics behind it, but when you are added to a family and you don't have that pretext, you didn't grow up pulling each other's hair and vying for parental attention and zero-sum game, competing with other kids along the way. Even genetically related people can misstep and end up in a relationship together if they're not informed that there's genetics there involved. But yeah, it tends to be proximal growing up together that makes people annoying. And I can kind of relate, because out of the 3 siblings I have, I grew up with one in my house, and the other 2 lived in separate, they got married and moved out and lived in their own houses. And so for a while I was at odds with the one that was in my household, because we saw each other at our worst and we had to put up with each other all the time. So it wore on us and we didn't relate very well. Whereas the other ones were kind of like, you ever have a family member that you could see for a short period of time, and right when you could get on each other's nerves, you got to go back to your own separate corners? I feel like that was me with my other two sisters.
I have a few family members that are very much like that.
Yeah.
We can definitely coincide with each other for short family gatherings, but once certain topics come up or any number of different things, it becomes a very different story. With my nephew and niece, however,
Twitch ads.
the husband and sister actually ended up getting divorced later on, so they were no longer brother and sister. So that taboo kind of faded. But at the same time, like you were describing, a lot of times it can cause an enmity or a lot of frustration, or you're actually just seeing all the bad in people. I think in their case, they were in a rare circumstance to see the good, since they've been so consistently together, and probably one of the most stable relationships that I've seen in a long while.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no offense. I'm not talking about family on this one.
No worries. I know enough about your family's backstory to understand why.
Well, one of my sisters is definitely getting better and more friendly with me. The other one still hates me for ditching her for a guy and a kid. And the other one's still just a bitch.
Some of that stuff sometimes pans out over time. They figure it out and they just decide, you know, well, you made an okay decision after all, or I made a stupid decision. But don't necessarily hold your breath, because some people just don't age past a certain age. I think a lot of my family, and I think especially a lot of Oz's family, maybe even more so, picked like a certain age to stop growing up. You're just like, hey, I reached 16. There's a lot of drama and a lot of hormones and a lot going on, and the world is all about me, but that's okay because I'm still trying to figure everything out, and I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm very plucky and I think I'll make it through to 17. But then they're like old now and they still kept that same mentality. Like they decided 16 is where I'm going to be every year I have a birthday. I'm going to turn 16. I think that's just...
I have 9 siblings, and the only one that I really, really, really don't get along with very well is also the only other gay boy.
Interesting.
So, we lived together for a short period while I was in San Diego. He was the person that gave me a place to crash until I found a place of my own and that kind of jazz. And a lot of my reason for not being a fan of him as a general rule is because I've seen his Hyde to his Jekyll. He was always the perfect kid growing up, never broke a rule, went on a Mormon mission to satisfy my parents, that whole deal. Returned, moved out of state, came out of the closet as soon as he was able to physically do so, because he knew he was gay before he even went on the mission to begin with. More or less, he dotted his I's and crossed his T's for family's sake, where I was the one who was always kind of breaking the rules to begin with. So we were always kind of borderline opposites. But living together after becoming adults, and me seeing some of the actions that he would take with people he was dating or his friends and things along those lines, was enough for me to be able to realize that, wow, that nice face is just a nice face. And I really don't need to be interacting with someone who's going to turn around 1 second and then stab you in the back. So
yeah,
that's really going to be the only kind of rough one that I have out of 9 total siblings. The rest of us can usually meet in the middle for a good period, but my older brother Mark, not so much.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. And that's a hard one to meet in the middle when one person values vulnerability and honesty and the other one says, well, look at how much I have to gain from putting on a facade and playing a role and meeting other people's expectations, at least on a surface level. Um, and that means that their disingenuous nature has served them for so long that for you to say, well, what about honesty? They probably say, well, what about all the things I've gained from not being that way? What about all
The eye roll is enough to make your brain just kind of go like, yeah.
yeah.
It's not good.
Guacho pero. Pero. Sorry, I'm really bad at rolling my R's. Thanks. You too. If I could turn on, well, I can see you in the corner. I'm just kidding. I can't see you on my screen. Ah, Instagram died again. Do I have to put out another help request to Instagram to get something more than 1 hour per stream? I don't know why. It's supposed to be a 4-hour stream every time on Instagram, but no, they say no.
You'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. I have no idea. The only thing I can think is that because I'm not using their software to stream, because I'm putting OBS through the Instagram live studio, they don't like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But I'm not going to use their streaming software. It's just not
Well,
how
then just launch 4 streams on Instagram.
Also, I mean, Instagram is not really known for its live feeds. So, out of the people that do follow me there, I don't think they're like waiting to go watch a live show. It just doesn't seem like a place you'd open up that app and then sit and watch, a 5-hour live stream. It's not made for that. So the fact that they let me live stream at all is, I guess, its own sort of small blessing. But I also don't get a lot of people watching that particular. Swear to God, why is this thing so broken?
Can I help you, little one?
Somebody awake.
No, my cat's under my desk. I
Oh,
tried blocking her from this hole, and she keeps getting in it somehow.
that little one. Yeah, the kitties are
Yeah.
not allowed in this particular room because of the havoc they could wreak.
Oh,
I wish I could have cats. I love cat personalities.
Is it against your building's rule set?
Oh no, I could have I could have 2 cats as well as 2 dogs. It's an allergy thing. My
Oh,
throat
that's right.
closes and I can't breathe.
Yeah, that's kind of a deal breaker.
Get out. Yeah, you're tangled in cords, aren't you?
So animal I love wants me dead. Very sad, so
Yeah.
sad.
There are some
There's a tear right
hypoallergenic.
now.
Have you? I mean, are you? Don't Sphinx cats not produce the same allergens because they don't have fur?
There are a couple of different breeds, like a Russian blues in particular, that are hypoallergenic. My older sister, the same one that's the pottery person,
Yeah.
she has 2 Russian blues, and I've never had a problem any time that I've been over to her house. But I would always adopt from a rescue because all of my animals I've always picked up from rescues. I used to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Why is that exiting my brain? A foster
Mm.
for puppies while I was living in Salt Lake and I had my own house. So I preferred to go through rescues because a lot of animals that are in those circles end up getting euthanized.
Right.
If they end up getting to a kill shelter because it's the only place that they can go because they weren't able to find a home. So I always kind of aim in that direction, and finding hypoallergenic breeds in that direction is hard. And alongside that, if it's a crossbreed and I bring one home and I've adopted it, and I have to go through and turn around and hand it back because it's a crossbreed and they're not actually hypoallergenic and my throat closes. On top of my other medical issues, I don't need to have a situation where I can't breathe and I'm vomiting and I'm partially conscious or on and off conscious.
Yeah.
So it's a risk that I just cannot take.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, Nico.
Nico.
I got found out.
Uncle Nico. Wait, is this the first time he's discovering
Yes.
oh my.
I have kept it on the down low. Very
Well,
down low.
now I feel awkward knowing without him knowing. I did keep your secret. I didn't say anything to him. And besides Oz, he would be like the second person to know anything I know, but I promised I wouldn't leak this particular information.
Well, to be fair, I did have you.
I know, Nico. I was bound. I was bound by oath. Would you call me Oathbreaker, my brother? I can't do it. Yeah, we don't have allergies, but we did find Susie. Well, both of our kittens were SPCA rescues. And Susie, we believe, is a Russian blue, just based on everything about her. How am I doing? Exhausted. I'm just grateful that we don't have to go to work tomorrow and I don't have to face the supervisor of my department and the madness. Well, things are worse for you than they are for me. I shouldn't complain about my day job when everything with you is way worse than it is with me.
The job market is absolute shit right now, Nico, so I would retract that statement effective immediately.
I quit immediately. Definitely don't quit on my account. But you and I should talk about the future of our day job because there's stuff I have to inform you about. It's true, I do. So we should talk. We should talk. Stuff I'm not ready to release on stream just yet. It's not finalized. But we'll chat. Hit me in DMs. Nico's already in my DMs.
That was
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, deep.
Happy surprise.
Best friend in your DMs.
Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had the button to play the puppy surprise. Sharing deck picks, yes.
Oh, well, if that's the case, let me get my magic cards out.
We don't have a deck, but we have a screened-in porch.
They didn't say what kind of deck.
And there's a Crims.
Hi, Crimson.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Krim.
Welcome on in.
Nico, I'm begging you, please do not say anything to Lady Nico yet. Let her find out on her own.
I knew that was going to be the other one that must know at some point, but hasn't known yet. I had a feeling. She was still on.
I actually almost the other night.
Oz says, can feed cats before you come upstairs? Yeah. I only have about 15 minutes before I have to quit because I promised Oz I would. So I will set an alarm for 15 minutes from now.
Well, it was good to see you for a little bit, even if we don't get an actual stream.
Likewise. So, and here's my thinking. I wish I had a deck. Decks, I don't know. They're expensive. Well, magic decks are expensive, and then house decks are even more expensive.
Magic decks, if you build them card by card, can be very cheap if you get the cheaper cards.
Versus buying a deck? Like a...
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That seems counterintuitive. You would think you get bulk prices for buying multiples. Krim says, Hydroa and Akumu.
Hang on, have we seen a Rushi today?
No, he...
I do a wave thing, but you can't see it. No Rushy today yet.
Yeah, Rush commented on my, hey guys, I don't know if I'm gonna stream, but I might, and it might be late, and I'll probably just be chatting. He put a judgmental crow reaction, and I was like, oh, thanks for being judgy. Sometimes he can be so wholesome that I feel like it's hard to play sarcastic or mean with him, because he's just such a good being. And I don't want to insult anybody that doesn't have sarcasm as a primary language. But it does feel nice when people treat me bad. Here's the thing. Like, if we're brand new friends and you only have good things to say to me, I think it's because you're nervous about our relationship and you probably don't really want like a deep friendship with somebody, because otherwise you'd probably have fun making fun of and teasing and harassing me. But as soon as you cross that realm where it's okay to poke fun and insult and make me feel awkward, then I know that we're actually friends, because I know you're not trying to keep me around. And if you're not trying to keep me around, that means you must be secure in where we are. I know that's weird. The worse you treat me, the more I think we're friends.
I never mock people and I'm never abrasive, so I guess that's an interesting aspect I should probably take a look into as far as why people don't really consider me friend past like online friend.
Maybe. But I also
Possible.
think your nature means that if you were to traipse into sarcasm, people would think there's something wrong, because that's not like endemic to your personality.
No. You would usually know at that point I'm pissed off about something.
Right.
So.
Right.
And that's not really common at all.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a sarcastic,
it takes a
denigrating
lot.
person. So if I can insult or take you down a peg, that means that I trust that our friendship can handle that. And I'm definitely not doing it to hurt anybody's feelings. I do it just to be, I don't know, edgy.
I really enjoyed the whole recap on often being often instead of actually pronouncing the T. That was something that I lumped in with something completely separate.
There are a few things I'm really pedantic about, and linguistics is one of those. So if anybody corrects me on how something should be pronounced, or like the etymology or definition behind a word, I get excited that I've been fixed, like another part of my total linguistics has leveled up in some way. And the fact that people can find gaps in my linguistics too is exciting, because I feel like I'm too much of a nerd there, so I spend a lot of time fixing my own. And so if somebody else finds a place where it's like, oh, D, that's not how you pronounce that, I'm like, really? Fix me, sensei. Thanks for noticing me.
I'm actually very, very, very similar in a lot of regards. If you catch me being off at any point, let me know, because I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I actually learned the right thing for a change. Thank you. Like, I get excited. So yeah, I'm similar in that regard.
Most people I meet, they don't like to be corrected. So no matter what it is that they're wrong about, they would rather just stay wrong forever. I had a math teacher that couldn't say the word asymptote correctly, and she was teaching us, it's a kit. Tell me rather than letting me go on being wrong. Yeah, it's kind of rude when you hear somebody say something wrong. It doesn't matter if it's like a factoid from history, a piece of trivia, or how to pronounce a word. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're wrong and everybody else just nods and smiles, either they think you're right because they also don't know, or they're rude because they're letting you just be wrong. I would much rather be corrected than if somebody just be like, oh, you sweet summer child, let's just let D be wrong and make him feel like his ego's being stroked. I don't want my ego stroked. I want to be right, especially because I put content online and then it sticks on YouTube for forever. So if somebody comes back and watches a video that I made from 5 years ago and I'm saying the wrong things, Rude. Fix me if I'm wrong. I already have to do the whole diet stream over again, the one that I did with Chaos, because I made a whole bunch of stupid claims based on things that I learned when I was indoctrinated wrong. I have to have another private conversation with Akumo on diet because I definitely misguided her from my previous bad learnings.
I mean, at the same time, I have new stuff to learn because on top of the celiac for him, he has fuck.
Yes, fuck.
I can't think of what it is.
No pressure.
I had it and now it's gone.
It'll come back to you. But yeah, we should have another talk because I've learned a lot. I went and actually like pulled studies and relearned things, and there are certain things that I made assertions for that, while still true, I gave like the wrong reasons why, because I was indoctrinated in awful systems and backgrounds that just deserve to be broken open. So I almost want to like take my old live stream, which I recorded, by the way, the one that I did on diet with Chaos, and like react to it and be like, okay, yeah, that, let me tell you why I said that, and then, you know, correct things and actually show studies and explain the truth behind stuff. Whether I was right or not in my guidance, maybe the reasons behind it was wrong. Kid says, I could not say demonic for a long time. I kept saying, oh, dynamic? How funny. I had a nephew who couldn't say, and this is not that crazy, he couldn't say Arnold Schwarzenegger's last name correctly. He kept saying Schwarzenegger, and it was, I don't know, it was cute. We never corrected him because it was funny.
That was adorable.
To be fair, I have a friend who is a dietitian, and she said if you are not keeping up with the current literature, then you will definitely be giving the wrong information. That's true. If you're RD, registered dietitian, or nutritionist, there are studies that come out later on after you've had your schooling, right? And sometimes it's a matter of we've learned how to model the gastrointestinal tract better, the GI tract better, or we've had actual in vitro studies that have come out with different conclusions, or we understand that the body, while you can put certain nutrients in, they don't absorb at the same rate that you put them in. So if you say, oh, you know, you have 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in this particular food, but then you look at the outcomes and it's like, okay, yeah, the blood serum shows that you're only absorbing so much, and the reasons why, and the whole endocrine system, like there's so many reasons why things that you've learned 20 years ago in school and you've been a professional for a long time, you're now outdated. Or if you need to keep up, you need to keep reading, you need to keep researching, or at least have somebody send you updated information when we find that stuff out. And that's true for everything, right? Like when I was a kid, I didn't learn about quarks, the components that make up a proton or neutron. I was taught that protons and neutrons were like red balls and yellow balls in a plastic model in the corner of my physics class. And that was all I ever learned. And then later on, I found out, oh, there's stuff inside of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. Like, why didn't anybody tell me that? Now I feel like a jackass.
You said gastro and it helped me. He has gastroparesis.
Oh, paresis. Paresis. The word sounds familiar.
Oh, Akumu, by the way, thank you for the heads up on the snowy taiga. I wasn't able to find the Arctic wolf that I was looking for in that area, but I did find 2 of the biomes I was looking for and found 2 other wolf types.
Nice.
And was able to get those home. So I've only got 4 left.
Nice.
Thank you very much for the help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, sorry, I'm not keeping up on chat. Let me catch up with chat, and then I'll talk about gastroparesis. Krim says, I only pick on you a little bit. I like when you do. It, you know, makes me feel like we're friends more. I don't know how to explain it. That's just how my brain works. Reacting to the old live stream is a cool idea. You think? Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a YouTube video out of it. Oz says paralysis of the gastrointestinal tract, so a stalling of food. Yeah, the reason I know the term gastroparesis is because of Ozempic, right?
Shit.
Oh, are we losing Akuma? It sounds like she fell out of her chair.
I did not. My headphones fell
I
off my
thought
head.
I thought she was attacked by a kitty. I was like,
More like I was
kitty got
rescuing
onto the
her.
shoulders and knocked the headphones loose or something. But that's what popped
No.
into my head.
She went under the desk and got
Oh.
into one of the holes to get into my cabinet, and then came out the smaller one and got stuck.
Oh dear.
So I gotta find decent tape and cardboard.
Oh, okay. So what Ozempic does is not gastroparesis. Ozempic mimics a natural hormone that slows down gastric emptying. In other words, your various stages of nutrition or of digestion go slower, and so you definitely don't feel hunger pangs or the urge to overeat or continue to consume calories. You will naturally slow down if you're already one of those, like, I cannot be sated sort of people as a result. I've heard at least one nurse in my family say, oh, it paralyzes the stomach, and this doesn't seem to be supported by the documentation I'm reading, but I see where she might take that and run. However, it does say Ozempic can increase risks of gastroparesis, basically stopping the stomach muscles and delaying the emptying of food that way. So Ozempic slowing it down, gastroparesis actually like stomach muscles saying, nope, we're not gonna do our job right, and then small intestine doesn't get what it needs when it needs it, kind of thing.
To my knowledge, he has not taken that. I do think it's part of the celiac, because he's had it for most of his life, because he always thought there was something wrong with his heart, and it turned out that was not the case. It was just gas coming up and getting stuck in his chest.
Yeah. Which would definitely feel painful, like you're having some sort of heart situation.
Mm-hmm.
Heart situations aren't fun. I'll guarantee you those.
Yeah, they're not. And if he had them early in the morning, that's it for the day.
Yeah. You look like you're on Ozempic. Bro, I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. So thanks for that compliment, but you're wrong. If I could show you my waistline right now, I would. But no, I could. I still won't. What's that in your eyebrow? Crystallized demon blood. Yeah. Ozempic works by burning a small hole in your stomach. I don't think that's correct. Therefore, stopping your body from digesting calories. It slows the stomach muscles. That's what Ozempic does. So, and all of your GI tract, right? There's a hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1, or it's just GLP-1 if you don't want to memorize all that stuff. And basically, it is meant to be pumped out by your endocrine system if something in your stomach takes longer to digest. So like some complex molecules, long chain stuff, some proteins like in dairy take longer to digest. That GLP-1 will go, hang on, don't do anything yet. Stomach, keep using your acids, keep doing your thing, because we're not ready to move on to the next stage yet. And so some things take longer in your stomach than others, just based on how long it takes to actually digest them. Our brain knows how to receive those signals and send out the right hormones for that. Ozempic is just a false signal that we send through a shot. I think it's how it's absorbed. So you get that shot, it says, hey, hang on, slow down, stomach stuff. And then because you have content in your stomach, you just don't get hungry like most people do. So you go out with friends and everybody's like, oh, hey, let's break our diet right now and eat a bunch of carbs and shit. You won't feel like you could because your stomach's kind of still full. So it keeps people from doing the overeating thing. Generally. I don't think it makes a hole in your stomach though. But, find me a study and prove me wrong. What type of TV do you have? An old, shitty, cheap one because we don't watch TV almost ever. Who's the shorty talking?
Oh dear.
Wouldn't you like to know?
And they're championing Chat GPT too. This is, oh dear. Someone hasn't actually learned actual research.
It's
That's
okay.
So sad.
It's okay. I recommend. I enjoy having contention in the ranks. How does Zempic work if there's acid in your stomach? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, wait, hang on. I'm skipping ahead. Sorry. Let me not skip. It's called Ozempic syndrome. Find me a study and I'll look it up. You look like Ozempic, but opposite. I'm definitely not that heavy, trust me. Sources I can't find any literature. Kid, don't worry, they're just trolling. Google is free. If it's free for me, it's free for you. I'm on stream. What are you doing? How does Zempic work if there's acid in your stomach? I mean, just because you have acid in your stomach doesn't mean your stomach's ready to send the signal to send everything down. You could have fully digested food in your stomach, and if the signal to move on to the duodenum isn't there, it's going to hang out in your stomach. Watching this video is spiking my hormone. Hit me in DMs later, please. Also use ChatGPT. I do regularly, just not to study the things that you ask me to, because you don't pay me. Study doesn't exist. Thanks, Kit. You really don't have to interact with these people, though. Pranav, thank you for joining my family of fledglings. I appreciate your face. Texas study. Oh, hey, somebody actually did link. Joe Mama, I appreciate your face. Thanks for being here. Great name. Wait, what?
Nico86 just subscribed. O_O.
I don't know if that means anything was spilled, so I'm just going to continue on like I would normally. Lady Nico, thank you so much for the sub. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going well in your life. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see you, Akumu.
I need to be
My
concerned.
goodness.
You see
You're-
nothing. We're just chatting on Twitch, like
On
two
Discord.
consenting adults who enjoy this platform, and there's nothing that you don't know going on. Thanks for the resub.
Your alert over over the audio through Discord are so loud. Oh my
Oh,
god! I
I'm
can
so sorry.
completely understand why you're going like, "Whoa!" when that happens.
I turn
No.
yeah, I will turn them down. I had them up because
Oh, don't worry about it because like they're less audible on the other side.
oh, okay.
It's just the Discord half. I've muted your stream itself so I didn't have an echo.
Oh,
But it's just the Discord ones where it's like, whoa.
gotcha. Sorry.
It's all good. No
I'll have to
worries.
fix
I
the
was just
mix.
surprised.
In fact, I do know how to fix that mix, and I can do that right now since you mentioned it. Outputs, routing, chat. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, okay. Whoops, that's not how you do it. How do you?
But no, it did let me hear Kit's intro much clearer though.
Okay,
Which
good.
Yeah.
Even more
So
adorable now.
there are like the intros and things along those lines are coming through very nicely.
Good.
It's just the alerts for things like ad breaks and stuff like that that are coming through a little on the excessive side.
Okay, okay. So, well, I reduced some of the noise on the Discord side of things. Oh, crap! Where did the alerts come from? Wait, am I even on the right thing? USB1 chat. I'll lower volumes on everything just a little bit so I don't blast anybody's eardrums out. So you'll still hear them, but maybe they won't
My
like
my
subsume
eardrums
Discord.
have been a lost cause since I was a raver boy for 20 years.
Yes,
So
well, maybe I'm not preserving your eardrums, but somebody else down the line. My alarm alarm did go off to end stream, but I want to catch up with chat and be honorific to everybody who's been in here. But I will wrap up.
there's quite a bit. I'll hush myself for a bit.
Okay, I'll wrap up as quickly as I can here.
On your market set, go.
Okay. So the study, 2-year effect of semaglutide in adults with overweight or obesity, the step 5 trial. Is semaglutide the same thing as Ozempic? What was the resulting experience here? Observation periods. Wow, that's a lot of text. For most participants were female. Oh, this is quite a large female cohort. Probably because they care more about losing weight, because males feel like they can not bother and still be on the sexual marketplace. Efficacy endpoint results for the treatment policy estimate. Body weight parameters versus placebo. Looks like people dropped significant body weight on semaglutide. Is this all that they were studying? Greater reductions in waist circumference. Did the report you send me basically just talk about what they lost, or why are you linking me the study? Because we already know Ozempic helps people lose weight. There are disorders. There's a safety and tolerability section of the study. Gastrointestinal disorders, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation were the most frequently reported adverse effects versus placebo, obviously. So, and those would be expected because you're screwing with the speed of digestion. So those things are obvious that they would happen. But yeah, weight loss of greater than 5% was achieved by the majority of participants, over 75% of participants by week 104, which is, I mean, 5% isn't a whole heck of a lot to put your body through all of this. I think there are probably better ways. But if you did Ozempic plus dietary change plus activity change, you might see significantly better reactions. Although the side effects of being on Ozempic just seem like I would rather freaking not. Anyway, yeah, thanks for linking me studies. I appreciate that. Usually I'd bring them up on stream, but strapped for time tonight. You're not a free thinker. Hashtag you're not a free thinker. Okay, someone didn't put their thinking cap on today. If you insult people who are regulars in my community, that's a quick way to be ostracized from my community.
Nico's already got on them about it.
Nico, you're the best. The acid hangs out in the stomach. It might, but our body also releases alkaline experience to counteract most acids too. So if something stays too acidic, it's probably not a big deal. Also, the stomach lining is full of mucus to prevent us from just like creating ulcers all the time. We do create ulcers on occasion if we're incapable of doing a good protective layer in the stomach. I mean, that's how ulcers work. But those are usually related to stress and not to things like Ozempic. Yeah. Where's the acid hangout area? Trust me, you don't want to be doing HCl. Study can't even spell the word estimate correctly. You're not peer reviewed? I am peer reviewed. That's exactly why I live stream. I went to Abkaik School Aramco. What on earth? Okay, there's so much trolling here. You guys are having a real fun time tonight. I'm surprised you're still on. I know, me too. I probably should have been asleep a while ago. But you know what? I don't have
That's
to.
probably my fault too.
No, it's great. I'm actually. It's been a long time since we've been on the stream together.
I know.
So this it's a momentous day, and also, I do not clock in tomorrow, and also, we don't have to wake up to get the kiddos to school tomorrow. So
I know, right?
I can sleep in, I can indulge, I can enjoy, and
right.
I'm happy to be here. If I wasn't here, a little part of me would die, especially because I canceled last night's stream and I felt not like I had to give you something, but like I wanted to give me something. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's a me. It's not you, it's me.
Just had to turn all my alarms off, otherwise I was fucked in the morning.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to have to turn mine off too.
Do that now.
You aren't real. You're 100% true. I'm absolutely not real. I'm a fig Newton of your imagination. Black headphones alter neurosignals to your super. I don't even know what that last word is. Are you trying to say Howie Mandel's last name? Gonna skip a lot of this because you're all just wasting time in chat. So much spice.
Oz, please don't murder the fingers. You need those for things.
Yeah.
Many, many things.
Well,
Those
if
are your stuff touchers. You need your stuff touchers.
you saw Oz's stuff touchers after the hand, mouth, foot infection, you would understand why the murder feels are there. Actual weight is gained over time and from bad habits. Not true. Weight gain can happen from a lot of things, including endocrine and neurotransmitter release situations. Did you know that you can gain 30 to 50 pounds from cortisol, or basically your fight or flight neurotransmitters? They can just jump in and say, you know, in order for us to survive this awful Jabberwocky situation that we're living through right now, you're going to gain a bunch of weight so that when times get tough, you'll have this extra padding to hold out. So that's pretty... Well, also, why wouldn't you know that? I found the study. I'm not clicking that link. That's just a .com. Weight loss drugs linked to stomach paralysis. So this here's... Oh, we talked about that already. I would click that link, but we already know that gastroparesis and Ozempic are linked. Yeah, I know they're trolls. That's why I'm skipping so much. This is the actual article instead of a news story. Oof. Oz, are you really trying to get me to read JAMA Network study right now, so late into my stream? How dare you? I blame Oz if I stay up later. Risk of gastrointestinal adverse effects associated with glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor agonists for weight loss, i.e. Ozempic, but they can't use brand names in a lot of studies, no matter what. Results. Can we skip to big thing? 4 outcomes were elevated among GLP-1 agonists. Instance of biliary disease. This would be bilirubin per 1,000 person years. That doesn't seem like that's incredibly awful, right? Biliary, that would just be like bilirubin, right? Bowel obstruction, yeah. Pancreatitis, that's surprising, but it looks like it's definitely there. Gastroparesis, yeah, pretty high, but not biliary disease. Okay, so it was indicated in the summary of results, but later on in the details, not crazy. Inclusion of GLP-1 agonists, regardless of history of obesity, reduced HRs. HR. What's HR? Oh, gastroparesis. And narrowed CI. What is that? Pancreatitis. Oh, wait. No, what is CI? Clinical. Damn, everybody uses... Oh, hazard ratios.
You're my dad. Wookie, wookie, wookie.
Oz, what? Do you let me know if you need me to ban people? We'll get there. I think we're borderline. If people start to go a little bit off the deep end, then yeah, I'll just start shouting out names and y'all can do the thing. Or you can just murder. You know what? I trust you guys. Murder anybody you see that you feel has gone off the deep end. Because then if you remove their chats from stream, then it saves me time. HR's hazard ratio. So regardless of reduced HRs and narrow CI. What does CI stand for? I'm over it. I can't find it quicker than HR. HR took short amount of time. CI takes too long. So yeah, obviously Ozempic has some major health adverse situations, but I think if you're acknowledging that those things will exist and you find ways to counteract them or, you know, back off if something's becoming particularly antagonistic to your life, then, you know, it's reasonable to add to your situation. Try to fix. Good God, that's a lot of backlog.
Yeah.
What about thoughts on Ozempic? I think like everything, if you can't manage things by normal means, look to a drug and see if the side effects are worth it. You will always have side effects and risks involved. So you have to do a risk versus reward analysis. It's true for everything. Absolutely. Wow, so much useless chat. It's taken me a long time to get to something that is useful. Oh, look at that. I made it all the way to the end of chat and I didn't read anything that was worthwhile reading out loud. Lovely. Good job. This chat is so full of useful, important people, and that the fact that they all got silent all in the last like 15 minutes is absolute proof that the entire culture decided to back off and that you all shoot yourselves in the foot. Amazing. That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad that I have great company in Discord and great company modding my channel. I appreciate all your faces very much. Yeah. I am going to kill it for the night. So here's my thought, and this is something that I needed to bring up probably tonight. I have a strong feeling and a strong vibe that I'm going to be changing the stream schedule before Wednesday, and I'm going to be killing the Wednesday time slot. But I'm going to be moving the Wednesday time slot. No, I lied. I'm killing it entirely. Wednesday is a day that I really appreciate being there with you guys. If I do appear on a Wednesday in the future, it might be just a surprise and it might be short. And I do want to be preservational of my Thursday mornings, which have been absolutely garbage since kids have been in school and I've been doing any streaming on Wednesdays. It basically destroys me on Thursdays. It's absolutely gut-wrenchingly awful. So this is an unofficial announcement. This is something that I actually mentioned, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago that I was going to make a format change. And then I just didn't because I was too chicken shit to actually commit to it. But what I think is going to happen in the future going forward is I'm killing Wednesday and I'm moving Sunday tonight, the very night that we're chatting right now, moving Sunday to Friday. Specifically Sunday to Friday. And I say it that way because my Saturday streams, they're on a specific format. I'm playing a specific game, and people who are watching on Saturdays can continue to watch me on Saturdays and watch that particular game, which is right now My Friendly Neighborhood, and will continue to be creepy games throughout September and October. Spooky games because spooky season. But my Sunday gaming,
down to 2 a week, Friday,
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes. Sunday, which has been Omori for a long time, I think I need to move to Friday. And the reason being is because Saturday morning, no early morning, no school, no crazy routine, no making breakfasts, no waking people up that are sleepy and me trying to wake them up while also being sleepy. It's just a bad scenario. Trying to get people ready and get to school on time. It's awful. On low sleep. Friday night, I don't have to worry about that. Saturday night, I don't have to worry about that. So I'm thinking Omori happens Friday nights, no worry the next morning. Saturday, spooky games, no worry the next morning. Sunday, I'm off. Wednesday, I'm off. 2 nights a week, I can do that. I will break many less promises. I will cancel many less streams. I will start on time more often without a T. And I think it's going to be better. I think that's what I need to do going forward. If I add more stream days in my near future, we'll see. If it happens during the day. It can't happen at night. So this isn't I'm doing 2 nights a week for good in the near future. It's just let me see how I can do to add day streaming because it's been working for a few people. I'm not gonna lie. I watched Haley, I watched Stuart, I watched some folks doing some day streams and I kind of want to try it. Another friend, a mutual friend of Likos's and mine, does day streaming while she works. It's a consideration. So this isn't a, immediate reduction in hours every week forever sort of thing. It's just let me continue to figure this thing out for the near future. Why is my Spotify refusing to play the next track? I just realized I've been talking with no backing for ever. Okay, there's more music. Thank goodness. I have to fix Spotify, or I have to use a different app. Something's going on there. Okay, I'll catch up with chat, and then I'm going to say goodnight to the lot of you.
I'm going to pop out of audio and hop back over to chat, but it was nice to join you for a bit.
It was lovely to hear your voice. Yeah, thanks for being here.
And like most of it's gonna be useless. Again.
That's this is how tonight's going to go. That's fine. In fact, I'm flattered because I rarely get trolls at all, so I don't know. Negative publicity, sometimes positive publicity.
Good, you can keep them.
I'm definitely not gonna refer them to you, that's for sure. Amore is Friday, same time. It would probably be around the same time. Yeah, I'd probably be starting around 10 p.m. and going for 5 hours, maybe more, depending on how the vibe is. But yeah, it'd be a Friday night thing. I'll definitely do a post on Discord about it. I will change all of my stream schedules on all the platforms, so it'll be very apparent, very obvious, and I'll make sure that nobody misses any details. But that's what I'm theory crafting right now. And in the next couple days, I'll talk with Oz and I'll actually format lock stuff in. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Appreciate your faces. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. What wouldn't Crims do? I feel like your general filters are far wider than mine, sir. So that leaves me a lot of creative flexibility. Be good to yourselves. I will try. It kind of depends on how the sicky littles actually sleep tonight. My fear is that when the sun comes up, it sneaks through some curtain or door jam or something, because they rarely sleep past sunup. And that's brutal.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, same.
Yep, that tracks.
We have blackout. Well, they're not blackout curtains, but they're pretty thick, heavy curtains. And I feel like still there's just something about sunlight. Some rooster genes inside their little brains that's like, ugh, they're up way too
The
early.
extra warmth they don't want.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's that. All right. I love your faces. I will catch you all in a few days. If you've been watching, well, Instagram already died, but if you've been watching on any other platform this evening, which I can't say by name because one of these platforms... What's that?
Check your chat.
Am I threatening you? What are we talking about?
He said to Kara and Kit, count your days.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's kind of a threat. All right. Where do I do the thing? Boop. That's painless. All right. Yeah. Love your faces. If you've been watching on any other platform besides the purple one. God, I hate saying that. That sounds so 1984 Brave New World shit. We're saying goodnight to you now. If you've been watching, then thanks. And I will catch you again. Maybe not Wednesday, maybe Friday. I'll let you all know. Cyberstalk me and you'll find out. If you're safe, fed, and loved, make sure someone out there is too, please. And I'll catch you in the next one.